Everybody wants to have a great love life, but it seems like some of us just are really lucky in love while others struggle. What is the difference? If you've had this question in your mind, stay tuned. I'm going to share 5 reasons why some people are just so good at love and why they seem to always get the love they want. Hey everyone, my name is Yume Chang. In Life is Love School, I teach you how to have a great relationship with yourself and other people because I believe in order for you to live your best life, you have to have great relationships. The number one reason some people are so good at love is that they know what they want. These people are crystal clear in terms of who they are, what their needs are, what is fundamentally important to them. They know their deal breakers and they're not afraid to let people know. Let's say that you've always wanted to have kids. Then make sure that you lay those cards out on the table so the other person that you're dating can know. Because if they don't know and you started dating them, you fall in love with them, it will become that much harder than to decide whether to stay or to break up because you're already emotionally invested in that relationship. But having kids is a fundamental question, as in if you really want to have kids and the other person just absolutely does not want to have kids, it is always going to be a sore spot and it will be endless nightmares. So it's much better if you know what those deal breakers are, and more importantly, to make sure to lay the cards on the table so that you can all make an informed decision. Number 2 is that they are brutally honest about who they are. These people really are confident and they know who they are, they accept themselves for who they are, and they're not afraid to let people know. If you want to find a person who loves you for who you are, and honestly, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't want to find somebody who accepts and loves you for who you are? If that's what you want, then you have to make sure that you show up authentically. Let's say that you're introverted, but you think people only like extroverts, so you pretend to be this bubbly person. Then you attract somebody who is attracted to your bubbly personality, but that's not you. So if you want to maintain that relationship, do you continue to pretend to be a bubbly person when you much rather stay at home and read a book, etc.? Right? It's going to be constant compromises, and the other person is going to be feeling cheated if you don't keep up the charade, but it's a lot of work to keep up the charade. That's why I'm very against people who play games or pretend to be who they're not in order to attract people into their lives, because what you attract and isn't attracted to who you really are, and deep down you know that they never really care for who you are. That is not a way to build confidence. The right way to go about it is to not only know who you are, but to own who you are and to show up authentically as who you are. You might really like to ride bikes, right? You want to show up as somebody who loves that. You like to work out and you don't want to hide that. Anything that is really important to you, make sure you let it shine, because you're going to then attract the person who is attracted to that aspect of you. No matter how quirky you are, this world is so large that if you're willing to show up as who you are, you will attract that person. This universe is truly abundant. I want you to have that mindset that you don't have to twist yourself into some origami in order to attract a certain person, because if that person isn't right for you and you try to force a fit, sooner or later it's going to be discovered. So show up as you are so that you have a chance to attract the kind of person who is truly attracted to who you are. Number 3, to get lucky in love, is to live the life you want. People who live a happy single life where they're fulfilled, they have friends, they have hobbies, they have a great career, where they do everything they can to make their life as awesome as possible, they're unlikely to lower the bar. Why? Right? Because their single life is already so great. If they were to give up their single life, then the person that joins them must be awesome. It must bring their life to a next level, because otherwise, why would anybody do that? Usually, people get sucked into toxic relationships because they don't feel that their own life is great. So they harbor this fantasy that if I just find a person, my knight in shining armor or my princess, and somehow magically transform my life from not awesome to truly awesome, that doesn't happen. What does happen and what is in your control is that you could do everything you can to learn, to grow, to become a better person, to take care of yourself, to build a good social network, etc. All of these things that can booster your life, that would automatically make you shine more in front of other people. You automatically show up more confident and more magnificent. And also, you automatically would raise that bar. You don't have to force yourself to raise the bar. You would automatically not be willing to accept less because your single life is already so awesome. Whoever you let in will have to build on top of it. So the number 4 secret people are good at love have is that they know what is and is not in their control. So these people always know that the locus of control is in terms of how they think, what they say, and what they do. And they don't seek to control the other person. People that are unlucky in love tend to put a lot of effort in terms of controlling the other person. Any kind of clinging behavior, any begging behavior, any over-investing in another person, hoping that they would return that love to you, all of these are not understanding that another person's behavior, which includes whether they want to love you or not, want to spend time with you or not, is not in your control. So anytime that you put your focus on the other person, seeking to manipulate them, that's putting your attention in the wrong spot. So you always want to bring the focus back to yourself. And that's why I teach boundaries. Boundaries is very important because boundaries allow you to stay in your power. Boundaries is recognizing that, people can behave however way they want, but we don't have to accept however they behave, or we could choose how we're going to respond to however they behave. Let's say that for you, it's really important if you go on a date that your date shows up within 15 minutes. That seems pretty reasonable, right? You can't force the other person to show up in time or want to show up in time for you. But you can have a boundary, whereas if the person is more than 15 minutes late and did not tell you beforehand, you just leave. You don't wait around for them. That is a boundary. So knowing what is in your control, which is what you do in response to their behavior, you always remain in power. You don't feel powerless. And this is a very important mindset to have. The number 5 mindset that people who are lucky in love is they don't personalize things and they know when to let go. In dating and in love life, bad things are going to happen. Once in a while, we're going to bump into people that are just not very nice or not very ethical. How you deal with those situations really make a huge difference. Let's say that you're dating and you got ghosted by this person you were really attached to. A person who's lucky in love, they would say, wow, the universe is helping me out here. This person, I can't believe, is so immature. I didn't see it earlier. I'm glad I see it now. I don't have to waste any more time with this person. In fact, some people would say the garbage took itself out, right? If you have that mindset, you're not taking their bad behavior and putting it on you. A person who's unlucky in love oftentimes have this story that they tell themselves. Wow, I can't believe that I got ghosted. It must be because of something I did. If I'm smarter, if I'm more charming, if I'm this and that, then maybe they wouldn't have ghosted me. Maybe they don't ghost other people, they only ghost me. It's because I'm so defective and unlovable. If you have that story, then you're literally adding insult to injury. You're not being your own best friend. So I want you to always remember that things happen, but the way you frame the story is completely in your control. And you want to take back that power. Never personalize another person's bad behavior to you. And also to know when it's the right time to let go. We can never force another person to love us, just like nobody can force us to love another person, right? That's the secret about love, is that it is something that we freely choose. And we also have to honor the other person's right to choose. So when things don't work out, just to graciously let it go and to believe that the universe is so abundant, it has billions of people. If this person doesn't work out, I'm sure that somebody else will come, because once I open this space, I am allowing a better match to come in. I want you to hold that mindset. It may not always feel true, but I assure you it is true, because this universe is truly that abundant. It's when we only hold on to that, rotten apple in our hand that we are not letting go. But when we let go, we open our hand to grab something much, much better. I hope you find today's content helpful, as always, drop a comment. I read every single comment. And I also run a tribe membership group where I answer your questions. So if you have specific questions in your love or dating life that you'd like to ask me, please do check out the tribe membership, and I'll see you next time.